Hello, and welcome to episode 3 of Worlds of Wonder. And you can immediately see me tearing apart last episode's work. I came to a great revelation about why the walls all looked so bland. It's because I'm using a terrible brick set. I forgot what it's called now. I think it's the painted... Is it the painted brick? Hang on. Hold, I'm going to check. I have come back from checking, and it was in fact painted brick. Yeah, no, that wall set was the problem. It's just so flat and bland. And so the whole thing was just this one shade of grey. But that's not the case anymore, because as you can see, I'm swapping it out for, I believe it's the classic brick. Which, sorry, I've just realised how unriveting this content is. I'm talking about brick types. But the classic brick wall set, there's just so much more detail in it, and it fills in those gaps without me having to fill in the gaps. So I think I'll still do some more work on the inside of the entrance tunnel, but I'll get to that when I get to that. Anyway, let's jump ahead to something more interesting. And jump ahead we have, because work is officially starting shortly. Not this, I forgot I built this. Work is officially Work is officially starting on the ride station. How fun. However, while I build that in the background, because it is going to take absolutely forever, might as well get into well, I was going to say the elephant in the room, but you would have only noticed it like before watching the video. The title of this video, it doesn't really give anything away, does it? The title is HRPS. I hope I've got letters in the right order. What could this mean? Wait, and you'll find out. It will all make sense in the next episode, which, and this is kind of giving something away because those letters do stand for something. The next episode will, the title of that will be what it stands for. Hopefully, as long as I remember to do that. Knowing me, it's going to be something completely unrelated, like, I'm building the station, and not the actual title that I planned. But what could it mean? Ooh, I'll give you a hint. It has something to do with this ride. Dare I even say, what it stands for is the name of the ride. Ooh, you can do a little bit of speculation as to what the name's going to be. But either way, we'll move on, because I think I've said it already, but as you can see, what's being built for the majority of this episode is the station and queue line for this building. It's all going to be enclosed. Well, not the whole coaster, but the whole station and queue line is all going to be enclosed within this massive building, and hopefully it will all go fine. I'm not the greatest at like big buildings, especially with like complex shapes like this. I say as you're looking at a big collection of rectangles and squares, but it should get complex eventually, unless I fix that, I don't remember. But my point is, I'm not too great when it comes to like stations like this, but hopefully I'll get better this time. Now, I think I mentioned in the last series, stations have never been my strong suit, and don't expect this one to be any better, but it could be fine, who knows. Anyway, keeping up the pace, gotta jump ahead now, because, hang on, minor coaster construction segment. However, this is all leading up to the first and only, now think about it. Wait, no, it's not the only. Sorry, I got too excited then, so sorry. Sorry, it's not the only interactive element within the queue. But there is a point in which the coaster interacts with the queue line. And yeah, it's that first launch is going to just power through like the first main... I think it's going to be the first main room of the queue line. But like the first launch on the coaster powers on through, and I think it'll be a really like fun thing to look at while you're in the queue. But either way, we'll move on, because well, some of you might notice that even though I said I think in the first episode that the drop track is going, it's back. Look at that. Sorry, I made that much bigger deal than it needs to be. Yeah, the drop track has come back. I don't know what I was yammering in the first episode. I don't know why I got rid of it. It's perfectly fine. It can stay. And it leads quite nicely into the launch. I can't mask the sound, sadly, so you are going to hear the drop track. But I think, you know, having it like drop down, you drop into the sort of tunnel through that room, and then you fly out up into the second launch and the third launch, and then there's a billion launches. I think that's a really cool way to start the ride. And yeah, like I say, it's fun to watch. Anyway, look at that, I didn't even have to cut ahead. We're already on to the next exciting thing, because I'm finally putting a building at the end of one of the streets. I know, right? I can hear your celebration from where I'm sat right now. Because, yes, finally, you'll be able to tell one of the streets apart from all of them. because the ride's entrance will sit at the end of one. So as opposed to every other one, where I've said one too much now, it doesn't sound like a word anymore. As opposed to every other street, where like the area entrance will sit at the end. This one just had to go and be different, and instead the entrance for the coaster will be down here. Will this make it a bit confusing, as people will walk up to it thinking it's like a whole themed land, and it's just one ride? Maybe, but either way, as much as I say the Planet Coaster guests aren't the smartest people ever, they're quite smart when it comes to they know what is and is not a ride. So, you know what, if this was a real park, that would probably be a problem I have to solve. But it's not, so I'm not going to bother. Anyway, look, I'm coming so fast now, I can't keep up, because I am now building the ride's logo. And, right, can we please take your guesses now? What do you think this is meant to be? Have you answered yet? I don't know, I can't hear you. But it's meant to be the bike and sidecar. But it looks... I don't know what it is about it. It just looks really weird. To be honest, I don't know how to fix it. I don't really like working with the art shapes too much. And as you'll see in a future area, a very, very future area, I've been forced to work with the art shapes a lot. And... I've grown very... I don't really like working with them. It's just so, like... I get in the end it looks amazing. Well, apart from this. It looks amazing in the end, and it all comes together nicely. I don't like working with them. I don't know. I can never see, like, the finished vision coming together with the art pieces. It's always just, I throw in stuff until eventually it ends up working. But you might notice on the side, it says HR. Unless you haven't read the side, at which point can you now read the side? I'll give you a second. Have you read it now? There you go. Now you have. It says HR. This will get updated to the, similarly, funnily enough, the name of the episode, HRPS, because, once again, that's relevant. That's related to the ride. And speaking of, hopefully, no, that's a lie. That is not what I'm talking about. But either way, very soon, the ride sign will be going in. But I'm keeping it secret. Yeah, no, I'm going to be really annoying, and I'm not going to give away the ride's name in this episode. That is a job for the next one. But, I guess you'll just have to come back for that one. No, you've got to watch another episode of this. But yeah, no, I do build it, and actually, as I speak now, it is built. But I, in typical me fashion, have covered it in a lovely red board until the next episode where I'll reveal it. But either way, the entrance... Sorry, I say but either way at the end of every single segment. But it works well. Anyway, that's not what I was talking about. The entrance signs are now going in. There will be 3 entrances to this ride. I know, right? That's one more than usual. What's going on? Okay, right, I won't lie. One of them won't be usable. But I'm going to build that in the next episode. But either way, we have the entrance and fast track entrance. However, you'll notice very shortly, I've put them the wrong way around. Because, the queues come in the opposite way round. But I like this way round better. And technically, I could make one path go over or under the other to get it the right way round. I don't want to do that. I think adding extra, like, steps and ramps and stuff to this queue, it isn't going to help very much. So, I think we're just going to have to sadly sit here, grin and bear... Sorry, that was meant to be a quick grin and bear it. It ended up being a big, long grin... and bear it. No, it's got to sit here, grin and bear it. It's the reality of the situation. We are stuck with... It looks like it says fast track entrance. Oh, the time lapse ended. I wasn't ready for that. Quick time real time section. And here we are outside the park. Once again, not what we've been building. But actually, we are what we've been building, because this real time section starts here in the entrance tunnel. Again. And yeah, nah, look at this. It's better. But look, yeah, I think I'm going to remove a bit of the stuff around here now, because my attempts to fill the wall, they worked, but they've worked too well now. And this does still say a sleepy town. I'm going to replace it, because frankly, I've said that so much now, that I've come to hate the term a sleepy town, especially to describe this area. What's happened there? Hang on a minute. Pause the real-time section. What? No, the coaster's valid. I didn't know it could do that. Why is it valley there? Oh, I guess it is a valley. Oh, right, I'll fix that later. That is a later me problem. And if anything, it means there'll be less noise of the coaster running over. We'll go back in here for a second, because I want to go back to showing off the brick. I lied again. We're out here now. Just so that I can show you the entrance now in this new brick. Ooh. Look at, yeah, nah, it looks so much better. Do not use painted brick. If you're out here using the painted brick wall set in the big 26, what are you doing? It's terrible. Nah, just kidding. It's got its uses. Just not for this build, I'm afraid. Anyway, let's jump straight over, past the valley train, as we go to the entrance. And here we are outside the ride. It looks a bit bare bones, as does this whole area, really, because there's no detailing on the buildings around it, and the roof hasn't gone in yet. However, this is the first look at this ride's entrance. And, yeah, I mean, what more is there to say? This might kind of give away the theme, who knows, if you can guess it. Guess away. To be honest, I don't think you'll get it. I don't think there's a single other coaster in the world with a theme quite like this one. But you'll enter through into these tunnels, you'll head down this way. Which queue am I? I'm in the main queue, we're good. I'm not in the fast track queue. You'll come here, you'll probably go through another room here. If you can tell, I have not planned this bit yet. And then you come through here again. I forgot to put the roof on. Drat. And then you head through into this big room that I've been overhyping for the whole episode. And there's another stuck train, because of course the block sections are all filled up now. Yeah. I have a plan for this section here. I've got an idea for a cool effect that can go in here. I say that I've made it, I've overhyped it again now. It won't be like groundbreaking or anything, but I think it will look quite cool if I can get it right for the first try. Moving on. As you enter this sort of cattle pen room here, there's the other interactive element I was on about, where like the coaster will like ride overhead. And, I don't know, you'll get to see it go through into the drop track. You see everything but the drop track. And of course the room will be more detailed than this. I'm not just going to leave blank walls everywhere. But after all that cattle pen, you come through here into one final little funny room. There's another... Are you following me? There's another stone guest. Get out of my way, stone guest. And then you'll come up here. You'll pass by the fast track queue, which I think will be a fun little interactive point. And then finally, you come up here to the station, which is empty. Yeah, no, there's nothing here yet. But of course, down there you have the unload station. You can look all the way down to the final turn to the brake run there, because I've done the very inventive thing of having just a fully straight brake run and station. Yeah, no, and look at that. Realism points I put in a switch track. Yeah, I'll do something back there at some point so you can't see straight through. Anyway, I've unvalleyed the coaster, so now we can sit in here and watch it launch. Get ready. Oh, no, you can hear it, definitely. Here it comes, ready? Whee! Look at that, straight through the queue line. I'll probably put like a mesh fence there. But, oh, that is so... Imagine just, like, being stuck here. You're, like, 20 minutes into the queue already. And you can see that whizzing by. It's building the excitement before you then... Oh, no, man, you can see it. You can... like, for about half of this queue, you can see the coaster. And I think that's quite... That's a good percentage of the queue to be able to see the coaster from. Especially when it's all enclosed like this. Anyway, I'm going to... Watch this, I'm going to leave. Anyway, as the coaster starts flying around again, I think that's a good place to leave episode 3. I hope you have enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye, all.